ultimate abilities. Got a few things on our list here, but if I can just knock this one out, shouldn't be too difficult. Some are easier than others. So if I say to me men, that's going to find me the bit where no, is it case sensitive? No. To me, comma men. I mean, I can just find it in the player controller, but that's character, that's where it is. Yeah, not the best place for it. Maybe it should be in player controller, but doesn't make much material difference. So let's go through each of them in order and just make sure they work. Most of them should be quite straightforward. And while I'm here, we will switch on the cheat that gives me mana when I press M for mana. Okay. And I'm going to try and test it for the demons as well, and just get this side of the game out of the way, nice and finished. I think I need to have Steam on somewhere. And no. So yeah. Morning grog. I wasn't even looking at what I was getting there. M. Get key down M. No, did I not have a cheat that did mana? Restore, what is it? Gain mana. Mana plus restore mana. Thought I had a cheat which would do that for me. Guess not. Okay. So we'll go into player controller and we'll just grab this. F input. Get key down. Player.restore mana 100. I think it's 50, but let's do 100. Oh yeah. And yeah, what we want to see, so we'll just go through each character and press M and then use our ability and see what happens. So Rowan, and we'll keep this open so we know what it's supposed to do. Do ultimate. We'll hide this. Okay, so what's that done? It's healed and it's given some kind of buff. So Rowan, King's Blessing, armor. So it just does armor and heals. Okay, and then we need character, King's Blessing. So at the moment that doesn't do anything, so I want to create, so I go to add buff and scroll all the way down to where we have these. It's not the best system, but it works pretty well. Case except no, it should work because it does armor. So yeah, case armor. Thing is, we need a visual for it. So we have this buff called the King's Armor, So King's Blessing, and we will need, and the sprite would be like, we need to see it because the player's going to see it. So that is a sprite that needs drawing. Ultimate effects, Rowan's ulti buff sprite. Okay, so I just want to get it working mechanically, not necessarily visually. So again, if we do this, I've got a buff. I saw that the heal was working, and we grab our characters, and I just want to see that they've got this armor buff. No, they haven't got it. No additional armor. Wait, if his armor is 1, then they've got it. Yeah, so armor was 1. Okay, is that right? Yeah, it makes him invincible for a bit. That's good. Okay, so one thing I need to do, since I forgot that it would actually make them fully invincible. I'm going to make sure that that's in the description. A wise priest who heals and makes allies invincible. Yeah. Keep it very short. It should say makes allies temporarily invincible, but I think that's a given. Okay. Okay, Rowan is working. The next one is one of the more tricky ones, which is Jack. So when we do Jack's ultimate, and I've actually tried it and I know it doesn't work. So we're doing the AoE effect. I just want to make sure the damage component is working, and I think it's just a matter of making him dash. Am I happy with dashing being like, because the idea is that with this character it costs a bit less, so his ultimate is cheaper, which is strategic. So it's a less powerful, more frequent ultimate, such that if you do ultimate artifacts, that's very powerful. Okay, that didn't seem to do the damage. Did it? I think it did. Yeah, that is doing the damage. Yeah, but not very much. I think it should do a whole lot more than that. So get weapon, Jack dash. So Jack dash does 10 damage. I think it should probably do a whopping, like, I don't know, 20, 25. I think 25 sounds about right. Does, because that will be very low against, that will be insta kill for the early enemies, which to be honest is never going to happen unless you get an early mana artifact. And then the harder enemies, it will do like most of their health, the tier 2 enemies, and then towards the end that's really not a very high number. But again, the point of this move is different. It's more just so that you've got an ability that has a quick recharge, so that if you get ultimates attached to it, okay, so we have a move direction. Add force. So it's like the controls are overriding the movement. I need to think, is dash correct? Because I'd rather not have to, like, I think doing a dash might be tricky. But I think, yeah, it would be nice to sort of, although to be honest, if it's T, it's going to be a bit difficult to actually do it in a direction. Okay, that was the exact same direction as last time, so let's, if I don't move, yeah, 0, 0, 0, so it should be, yeah, it's taking my move direction, but it's just not doing it. It's not giving me this impulse. So let's do it by like something ridiculous so that we'll definitely see it. Because maybe that's the issue. And maybe what I'll do is and then what is it? Move direction, force, like let's say 100. And then we need to say if move direction is equal to 3.0 be 0, 0, 1. So he'll just go forwards. Okay, there was a bit of movement there. Okay, so he's doing the dash. Do we need a whole lot more force? So what if we did 1,000? And then we'll need to work on the visual as well, which I've got on my list already. Although I don't really, like, I'm not super inspired as to what that should look like. Okay, that's too much. So let's do like split the difference at like 500. And really there should be some kind of like a whoosh effect behind him, right? So I can write that down. Yeah, okay, that works. So there should be a thing for direction here. So when we make the AoE effect, make visual prefab, target pos. Okay, so we need a target position. Yeah, because at the moment it's the position is on him, so I want position to be in front of him. If I was better at maths and kind of had done this a bit more often, I would know. So I want a position that is in front of the character in the move direction. Get a position that is in Unity. Get a position that is in front of an object with the move direction. Okay, yeah, transform.forward. So we would say, except it's that I think that's based on movement axis. So what if it was, wouldn't it be transform.position plus direction? I think that's it, actually. Let's see how that works. And let me write down that we need dash, dust or dash wind effect or dash trail. And then otherwise I think the normal slash might do it. I am more concerned with getting it mechanically working, and then we can work on the visuals as a separate task. Okay, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Although, yeah, the normal slash isn't enough. But yeah, mechanically that works. So yeah, like a trail. I'll do it all at once, like the trail and the slash. I guess those would be two separate sprites. But yeah, so we'd have the trail kind of appear behind him. So it would be like opposite of move direction, and the dash would be, and then the actual slice would be kind of like he's using two daggers. Just a bit more animated. It's going to be in slow-mo, so it needs slightly different. Okay, yeah, that works. And next up is Cruel. And this is a very easy one. It should add a buff. So let's just quickly double check that's working. Okay, so we just need the visual for that. this one has got it. Should have it. Buffs as Rokai, attack speed value, so their attack speed is 6, meaning they're going to be swinging 6 times faster. Yeah, and you feel that. I just think there should be a really strong visual, but yeah, you see how he swings his axe quite a few times in a row. I think it could last a bit longer. Let's go with 8. Doesn't feel too overpowered. Could be very overpowered in the right circumstances. And we're gonna need, so yeah, buff effects, Archibald, Rowan, Crow. Okay. Yeah, happy with that. Just making sure they all work mechanically, which actually I think is going to be easier than I thought. The one I was worried about was Jack because of the movement element, but it wasn't too difficult, just using the engine we've already built. Okay, Dushatar. Dushatar Chain Lightning. Okay, this one I'm expecting some issues. So we're doing a chain attack using something called Dushatar Chain Lightning. So let's just double check. And it's got a whole bunch of chains. Maybe it should have more chains. And does 20 damage. Maybe it should do 25 to match with thingy, although it's going to be more expensive. So I think like 15 and 30. And we're not going to see, you know, that those numbers will change a lot as we balance the game. As I get feedback from people and lots of meaningful playtests. But I think that's about right. Just need to think like it should feel powerful, you know. Thing to remember about Jack's one is that he's got a lower mana cap, so yeah, I mean that's going to be powerful. I'm going to let a few enemies rack up. Sort of a way that you could sort of, yeah, okay, that's cool. There's a way that you could sort of balance the scales a bit. Like if you've got a hero who's not so strong, but their special attack is very strong. Then you could just start them with full mana. So like, yeah, so Dushatar would start with full mana, and you're going to want to use your ability like once 20 enemies have racked up, and then you should be golden. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so that works. Now time for pick. Make it rain chicken. So let's see how that looks and how that feels. Should all work. No reason to think it won't work, but that's why we test. So we've got to test it at least once just to see that it's all working. Oh, that's not pick. But yeah, that's very clear that we've just made some chicken. Okay, great. Nice and easy. Okay, so what's going on here? Pick has the wrong... Pick has the wrong sprite. And le. Okay, le should get us some item, so that should be interesting. take a lot of testing to get that right, because like, yeah, could it be a chest? Could it be a bit of mana? Who knows? A bomb? A chicken? A chicken? I mean, you never know what you're gonna get, and it looks like you have to take it. See that could be cool. Potentially an OP character, certainly like something a bit different, something a bit more fun. Okay, good. Kind of curious what it's going to be like playing as these characters now. Starting with the fireballs and the big old club. It's quite fun. And just kind of gaining mana and then see what we get. Could be great, could be terrible. Like, you could get all chests, you could get all magnets when there's no items on the floor. So yeah, I think this is fun. And you could get a mana gem, making it sooner before you can do it again. Okay. Yeah, you know, bombs, sometimes magnets. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that works. I mean, I just like there's no reason to think this wouldn't work, but I just wanted to double check. Okay, Dark Shawn is the same. Felicity is the same. It's a blizzard. Let's just make sure that actually works. Again, no reason to think it won't, but just kind of getting this out of the way, because I haven't tested them. I made them and then I moved on to something else, and now it's time to test them. Okay, so straight away we've got a problem with Felicity. So what is the problem with Felicity? Black Bow, Skeleton Ranger, Skeleton Archer, that's what it's called. And because I had the wrong name. See, haven't even tested it. Simple stuff, but needs testing. Cool. That is indeed a rain of ice. Great in big packs, not so great with fewer packs. Might not even hit against a single enemy. But against a large pack of enemies, that can be very good, especially if you've got things that proc on crit and things like that. And yeah, I think we could just do, like, for all of these rain effects, we can have, and I do have that on the list, like, just feeling the impact a bit stronger. So instead of these things kind of flopping down, because they just appear and then they go like that, I think it should be more like they go in a straight line and they leave like a little streak behind them, just to make it feel more impactful. Okay, great. We're having an easier time today than yesterday, that's for sure. Okay, Basma. Okay, we did try this yesterday and we found it did not work. I had to do some bits. But as Basma, we hope that he revives the last few units that died. Did that do anything? I think I won't notice until a bit later. Feels like it's just not reviving very many. There should be more. I'm kind of excited to play the game again now. Now that we've added all this stuff, like I want to play with all these new toys that I've made. I've just been like wanting to get it all done before I actually kind of relax and just play for a bit. I played a bit yesterday, but there was so many bugs that came up, it didn't feel like a real attempt. Because yeah, I mean, it might be that undead synergies are just too hard to come by. Because yeah, I only got to 10 minutes last time, and we didn't get any good synergies. Okay, well that didn't come up because I guess there was no one dead. So. So we should have had 12 things revive. Okay, I can't imagine what the problem is. Should be fairly straightforward. We've just got a while loop, which is indeed happening 20 times. Okay, so we did try and raise Undead Zombie. I think I know what's happening. I know exactly what's happening. So, yeah, we actually need to put... Why would I put that outside of here? Because I think it was a for each loop, but it's not a for each loop. Like, it wouldn't affect this. So we go... Okay, yeah. Yeah, because basically I was just trying to raise the last one 20 times because they weren't actually being removed from the list. We were just 20 times taking the top one from the list, or the last one from the list. Speed up time. Oh! I mean, they're all dead pretty quickly, but... But it just sort of gives enough time to... Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's great. Except they're playing a sound. That's the sound's a bit much. Why is it the death sound though? Shouldn't it be the spawn sound? Shouldn't it be the spawn sound? Is that not? Okay, so it's just the sound that's a bit balked there. But it does give quite an edge, doesn't it? It's pretty cool. I think that should be like an upgrade. Leaf to start with full mana. That could be like a highly sought after. It's like a leaf as a meta upgrade. I'm going to change that whole system, I think, but yeah, just the things that you unlock between runs. Okay. So that is working one way or another. Don't know if it's balanced. I mean, it feels very good. We've got an undead priest who's actually keeping them alive. That's actually really cool. I like that. I think that's fun. So it's like if you can somehow find a way to sustain your undead army, essentially by like reviving healers. The healer is actually keeping it alive faster than it can die. That's interesting. I think that's a feature, not a bug though. I think that's fun. Yeah, and it just feels great to be reviving these different types of units that are moving at different speeds and doing different things. Yeah, we've got our Bannerman there. Just it feels great, and it looks like he's got the hair. It's funny, and we just got this army that is made up of my units and their dead units, and my dead units. That's cool. And then what if we do this now? Yeah, we get a good chunk of dudes. And like, wow, if you can cheese up that, like getting a priest, an undead priest, that's super powerful. So any kind of healing you could get. Thing is, there is no healer within the undead faction. There's no one who can keep them alive. Except that you'll get it from other sources. For example, reviving healers. It means that I guess they have an advantage against the humans. I don't know. Let's see how this goes. I mean, I could easily write in an exception that, like, if a healer is resurrected, instead get a necromancer, just to avoid this issue. But I think it's quite fun. It's a bit OP, but that's fine. And this army looks very big and chunky, but it is a lot of necromancers, so... yeah, this is fun. I kind of want to keep playing. Although it's definitely cheesed, because... yeah, okay, great. Yeah, and you could kind of use that selectively, like when you know you've just taken out a pack of enemies. You could use that. Revive the undead. Okay. Gain a random buff on kill. So this would mean that my guys can get some healing from killing enemies. Although they tend to take more damage when they're engaged in combat. That's lovely. Yeah, that's when shit gets going after the 5-minute mark. Awesome. Yeah, it just feels like I've got this horde of units against this army. And that lord is just taking out loads of zombies. And if we can just get a minute to recover. Try and kill this wizard. Oh, yeah. A heavy weapon that is also a shield? No, that's not right. Upgrades. Must just total oversight there. Mace. A heavy weapon that is also a yeah, so no, that is just a heavy weapon. Because that used to be the grave. It used to be like you'd hit people with the grave, but it's, I think a mace is fine. A heavy weapon with great knockback and AoE. And let's double check that's actually true. So if we go into weapons and we go mace, damage, decent knockback, AoE is 4, 6, yeah, so and I think the mace should have the same. So yeah, now we can run into a pack and deal with it ourselves for a bit. It's always good to get a combo item early. But hold on, why have we got a bow now? Wait, so how do we make the mace? So going into my chart here, and I find mace, yeah, gravestone it used to be, and that is staff of, okay, yeah, staff of resurrection plus scythe. I must have picked up the bow by accident. I don't think that's a bug, I think that's just me not having, oh, okay, no, look at the revived paladin. Oh, it looks so good. Okay, so when undead take damage, I just noticed he actually, because it counted as killing himself and he got healed for it even though he was dead. So when there we go. The attacker. Huh? Whoa. The attacker is. No. It's possible to have a null attacker. Meaning nobody benefits. No, I've just saved, so I've lost the run. But yeah, okay, and the mace should have the same visual effect. So going to GM, make sure we're not in play mode. And we need to just assign the right prefab and the right sound effect so that it matches the sort of big Warhammer, basically. But yeah, as far as the Ultimate goes, Ultimate works, and I think it feels good. It feels balanced. It feels correct. It doesn't feel like it feels quite powerful when it happens, but then quickly, you know. But then you can imagine how, with the right circumstances, it could be incredibly powerful if they can like heal to stay alive, or just, you know, it's bolsters your forces for a bit. We could make the power of the revived more powerful, but I think that could be unbalanced. I think it's pretty good. So yeah, we wanted to go into scenes, main game, go grab our GM, and then we look at, I know it's a mess, weapons, and we go all the way down to our tier 2 black weapons, and there we have it, smash effect. So actually we've got prefabs, characters, effects. We've got our like crack in the ground. Where is that? Floor cracks. Mace, effects, floor cracks, and heavy whoosh. Yeah, that should work. What do we have for the human? The club, heavy whoosh. Quake hammer, hammer whoosh. Okay, it's about basically fine. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's give the mace that sound. Hammer whoosh. Okay, and then we can go ahead and do to me men and close that, and then we've got Beanie Jack, and I can start collapsing these. I know that they work. Jack was the main one I was worried about to be difficult, but these all work. Dark Sean is the same as normal Sean. Felicity, Basma works. Horseless Headman. Okay, and let's just have a quick look at Horseless. Yes, it's just a big old slash. Higher AoE, but doesn't have the move effect and doesn't recharge as quickly. Let me double check that. So max mana. I think that's set up in the hero, which is not ideal, but I made that decision a long time ago, and now I know to do it differently next time. So characters, heroes. So Jack has a max mana of 50. Beanie has a max mana of 100, and so Horseless Headman should have a max mana of 50. He does have a max mana of 50, so it does take a while to charge up. I mean, I could change that, but I think actually it makes sense to yeah, just keep this as a nice, like, so it's got higher AoE, but he doesn't move with it, does the same damage. Yeah. And I will just copy some of the stuff from Jack, because we also have, so there's the movement element of it, but yeah, the direction. And in a funny way, this is like one of the more boring ones. It just does a big bit of damage. I prefer like the one that gives you an item, or, you know, rain from the sky. But like big damage is like, I don't know. Maybe we can think of something better. I mean, we could do a big debuff. Oh, hello. Oh, that's because we're trying to start from main game. Okay, so exit the prefab, scenes, title screen. Do we not have all of our heroes dragged in? Okay, main game. And we have our... It's in here. Okay, what is it that's null then? So there must be, I think, probably something with the name. So, horseless headman. Trying to see if I've left it. Okay, we've got the horseless headman. I think horseless headman is fine. I think that's probably what caused it. So yeah, you just find little problems when we... I mean, I haven't even tested horseless headman yet. That's how you know. Just really done a whole stack of things and now kind of testing them out. I like the way he looks. Okay, that's big. So maybe 20 is too high. And yeah, it just needs a visual effect, I think. So weapons. So it's too big. I think 15 is probably fine. Maybe even 10 actually, if it's the same. And I think actually, yeah, a bit of knockback. Maybe this one can be lesser. Okay. I could include like the same dash as Jack, but that kind of does just make them the same character. I mean, maybe we can be a bit more creative with this. So like maybe it does less damage, but it inflicts some kind of debuff. Or has some kind of lifesteal effect. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I mean, he's kind of the mirror to Jack. Oh, why is it slowing down so much? Just trying to get a feel of it. Yeah, so basically because it's this one that we expect to be quite large, we just need a very different looking slash. Like the slash has to just be a bit more epic, have a few more frames in it, and just like a real whoosh with a sound effect as well, probably. As far as mechanically, like, yeah, it should feel good to just swipe a whole bunch of enemies. So if you see a big pack and you do that, it should just feel like you've gotten all of them, you know? And if you've got things that are buffing your hero and stuff, like, yeah, that should be good. Again, I like for most of the heroes to have just synergies with their team, but having one like this, I guess, also works. So we can sort of feel like the champion is a bit stronger. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Definitely need the visual, though. Yeah, so let's pair that with big, satisfying whoosh. Woos. Okay. Yeah, we've kind of got that, and then all rain effects. Yeah, so that's all paired up. That's good. Okay, let's finish testing and fixing each hero's ultimate. Right, that is actually all the characters that we have in the game right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go blah, blah, and make this what happens when Sean does it, and I'm just going to do it like that. So this should make all of the characters on my team take damage, and then should give me a buff called Archibald's Wrath, which will make me very strong. So this does like all stats, and I guess it could be like a whopping 5, maybe even more. Maybe it can last a bit longer, and it just should just make me good at everything for a bit. I think one of the things is, so let's keep an eye on this. Speed X, yeah, so maybe that's going to feel great. I feel like, so AoE, because it comes at a cost, not just the mana, but the damaging your allies. So we could actually make it, should we make it, right? Yeah. Just for the crack. That's balance. Fine-tuned balancing so that all characters are equal and no one strategy is ever any better than another. I found that Mugenics leaves something to be desired with balance. Like there are some, like the Ranger just always seems to be absurdly good in each team. Okay, so if we pick Sean. Yeah, okay. Oh, alert. So the collection was modified. Yeah, that can happen. List character. We could just do a for loop. But no, I think it's easy to do it like this. This character targets equals new list character. Actually, yeah, this shouldn't be happening anywhere within that. Yep. Okay, and actually, yeah, I think just having the character's face for the ultimate is actually not so bad. So we just use that. So for what was it? Cruel. The sprite could be that, and then for Rowan, like the sprite could be that. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, I think that works. So the buff you get just looks like you. Just don't have a problem with it. I mean, again, we can try and pretty up this game a whole lot later, but I just kind of just want to, like get it done to this standard completely and then have a very clean look at it and be like, right, where can we improve the graphics? Okay, so there's, yeah, let's try that one more time. And you know, we're not field testing either, it just needs to function. And again, it's nothing crazy. There's no reason why it wouldn't function. We just hurt each character on our friendly team and give ourselves a whole bunch of buffs, which if you're like constantly wrecking your team, it's not going to make much of a difference. If everyone's dead, then you just get it without that. But yeah, I think it's an interesting you know, like different play styles. It's all about telling a story about the character, and it's just having something to do with, of course, it being, yeah, so he's faster, he's stronger. I feel like he should heal as well. Heal. I don't know, 20. Let's go with 6.66. No, I think like he should get a chunky heal. So yeah, heal 33.3. And the healer is myself. And that should do it. But yeah, like some things in Mugenics, like there's one priest ability, which like passive, which means that anytime something familiar is killed, the thing that killed it takes a ton of damage and can even be stunned. And that is just OP. I feel like there should be lifesteal on this. I don't know why. So I'm going to go ahead and so, yeah, we've got Archibald's Wrath selected. Lifesteal. Okay. And yeah, I mean, that one was slightly complicated just because of the sacrifice element. But yeah, it works fine. Lucy is going to be easy. That's Meteor Rain. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't work. It's just a matter of balancing it. Floater. I'm going to do Itisalef last because that one's actually another one that I'm worried about because it charms. And charm is a new concept, and so far I've had a lot of issues with enemies joining the wrong teams and whatnot. Shouldn't be an issue, and we've kind of created catches for them. Like we fixed those issues, or we haven't solved the root cause, but we solved the symptoms, which is, you know, without tanking, without losing much. Like it's a victimless crime. It's just means that I haven't actually figured out what the problem was. I just caught the problem. Always catch the problem before it becomes a problem, but I would like to solve it anyway. Itisalef, I am expecting there to be some issues, and it might be ones that don't crop up after a while, because it might be that everything's fine, but then the enemy but then, like, when things get revived, like if something dies while it's charmed and then gets revived, like it could be a whole thing. Okay, plagued. Well, first of all, I think that might... Why is plagued? Not charmed, plagued. I mean, not... Why does it think it's plagued? Oh, because, yeah, I gave them the plague. Okay, so I think I put that in there, but I haven't actually... yeah, sorry, I thought I was testing Itisalef then, but I did go to this one first. So there's Floater. Oh, we haven't actually got a visual for Floater. Oh, he just looks like Sean at the moment. Right. So we go into our sprite renderer. And we indeed have nothing for plagued. What should plagued look like? So we have Banshee Cry, that's what this one looks like. I feel like it should be similar to that, like plagued. And that should be the guy's head, except we haven't got the guy's head yet. But like, yeah, just make it clear that he's the one who's done it. Again, like not going... I mean, that is a bit boring, like, but... We could add poisoned as well. Hello. Oh, you got me some takis. Hello. Hello. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
He's so confused. It's like, why did you take it from me? He slept.
Oh, that's good.
Daddy. Daddy's busy. Yes. Ooh. Ooh.
Pooh brown. Yeah, I mean, you know, ideally you would have like some particle effects and everything, but this will do for now. And then as for my crappy system, I always need to remember to do that, just so that it keeps the shape of the character. Tacky. Not very healthy, but lots of fun. And then yeah, I'll remember to change this sprite to the correct one, to the sprite of Floater. Especially he's going to look like a nasty poo, kind of like Slimer from Ghostbusters. Okay. Right, yep, that's nice. And let me just double check what the buff itself does. Armor, damage, attack speed, AoE. So it completely messes up their shit. Just making these a tad more powerful, I think. These are demons still. Okay, let's give that a whirl. Yeah, and doing the demon's abilities just means that when it comes to, like when I put the demons in the game, I've already got this part done. Okay, so he's added it to himself, so that's not right. Silly mistake. Nice one. Okay, now I should finish with... I'm getting ahead of myself. Did we do Charmed? No, we haven't done Charmed. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's pink. Okay. Let's check floaters one works. Obviously, I think it's going to work, but need to try it because I haven't tried it. And that's on my list, is to try all of them, make sure that they all work. Yeah, so they're all doing crap damage. Lovely. Yep, that's good. It's on theme, and of course, if you're a debuffer, if you've got like debuff, if you pick the debuff artifacts with that character, that'll be pretty good because you could debuff a whole bunch of enemies at once and collect the rewards from that. So finally, let's try out, and I have programmed this. So we add the buff so that it's fit, but the buff is just divisible. And then we say remove them from their team, make their team the team of the person who charmed them, and then add them to the team that charmed them. Change their HP bar color. What if you charmed someone who'd revived? I think we can just, whatever happened last gets the color. Okay. And then go back to the original team. What if they're dead? I don't think that should cause trouble if they're dead. What if they're revived? And their revival runs out or something? We'll just have to see, won't we? But I think it should be fairly simple. It's like... yeah, because like what happens, like something is revived, something something spawns, it gets charmed, and then it dies while it's charmed. And then so when something dies, so we'll just put in an on death. charm. And I can never figure out how to stop a go routine. Okay. Let's see if that crops up. Let's see if that causes me 100 headaches, and then I say, is it even worth having charm? And I need to think about how long are they charmed for. So 4 seconds. It's probably not long enough. Let's do 6.66. And it's everyone nearby, so I have to get into a pack and do it. You almost don't want to charm everyone. And did I? No, need to do this, Sean. And we're almost done with this job of testing and fixing each hero's ultimate. I say right before this charm one, which could be a nightmare. I mean, if it's too bad, I'll just... Oh dear, what's that? Okay, straight away. Ah. Doopy doopy doo. That could have probably been like a find thing with the name of the buff, and then I wouldn't have had to put it for each one. But again, like to refactor that would be a lot of effort, and I don't actually plan on adding many more, you know. And like once they're all added, like I don't need that's not an issue anymore. See, I'd like people to be able to mod the game, but I don't think that would be too difficult. Yeah, I mean, making DLCs and stuff, but like for now, I just want to get it working. I just want to get the whole game working and like play it start to finish, and then see how we feel about it. Okay. Yeah, this is a mistake that I always make. And I'm going to take a quick break now. Be right back. Yeah, I do love me some charm mechanics. Charming, necromancy. These are all fun things. And I think when games implement these mechanics, it's quite brave because they can just be ridiculously overpowered. I mean, you're taking out an enemy and adding to your own strength. What's not to love? But once you introduce these mechanics, it can get out of hand very quickly. Okay, he's attacking himself, but he should be removed from his own team. So we don't want them attacking themselves. I don't understand that. So because they're not on their own team. And now that I've got teams visible, it's just easier to So, here's our goblin, and he is on this team. So we need to do because yeah, he's still on its target lists, so we need to set targets. Once the charm has started, and set targets again once it has returned to its original team. This should just work. I mean, I'm sort of expecting nonsense because of the problems I've had with resurrections. Okay, what I would like to see is a character get charmed and not actually die for the charm to wear off. Not happening. Four, 5, 6, and then he's back. Except he is, what's wrong with him? So he still apparently got charmed. But the charm has worn off, so that's funny. And let's see, so his targets are correct and his team is correct. So why isn't he doing anything? So he's actually not on a team. Remove it from the old team. Add it to the new team. So yeah, this is redundant. Remove me from my team, make my team the old team, and then add me to my team. Yeah, that should work. I mean, yeah, this has been fairly painless. Okay, yeah, that seems to be working. Yeah, and it seemed like he lost his charm and then immediately got killed by the guy that was next to him. Okay, yeah, this is working. I mean, we could run into big issues later, but I've got no reason to believe that there will be issues. I'm not going to go hunting for them unless I see them. And then I do just want to let this do it on like a bigger pack, maybe, see what happens. Okay, yeah, it's working exactly as intended. Lovely, right. So we could test just for being thorough. We can test Archibald. Just generally, if I type that, it's easy for me to find this bit. And Itislef and Sean, and we will try. Oh wait, yeah, no, not quite yet. And we will try. Just want to do this last one, Lucy. Should just spawn meteors. And yeah, I need to make rain effects look nicer. Currently the meteors look a bit like spaghetti. And meteor is actually a move that you can get. This is one of the easier ones because we've already got precedent for it. Meteors. Kind of lacking in the sound department a bit, but things can get a bit noisy. But yeah, that's cool. Looks like there's lots of meteors coming. Lots of spaghetti meatballs. These look okay. I think the others need to look more like it. Because I think it is actually just a projectile that lands, whereas these are like AoE effects with the thing popping up. Okay, yeah, good. All right then. We have, so let's undo the stuff. So this is Lucy, and this is Sean. Okay, that's all the ultimates mechanically done. We still need to do the visuals. Buff effects, I don't think we need to do. I think the head is fine. We should definitely do these two. The rest are kind of like yeah, like each of them should have some visual effect that happens that kind of, you know, like just kind of fills the screen with something. So like the undead one, it could be like the demon one could be like a sort of eclipse effect, like everything goes red for a second. Even Sean and Beanie, like they could have ones where like the flag of the humans comes up. The orc ones can be like big orc face appears, like big angry face. You know, just kind of like something big and meaningful. Just something to pop up and go rah, you know. So we'll just instantiate like an ultimate effect. So that's good. Right, that's done then. Okay, we do have this issue with artifact rerolls. Just like I've programmed it, I thought I got it right, but it's a bit janky. But I need to actually unlock that within the game. There are ways that I can cheese that, of course, but I think I'll just want to play a few games and unlock it naturally so I can see it. Or maybe, maybe I'll just find a way to spoof it so that it works properly, like, because it needs to be taken from the save file of how many rerolls you're supposed to have. Test and fix undead faction is basically checking that they work well. So I think a good one would be to do a random game, or I don't know, like play as Rowan against the undead. Like just do like a different setup that I'm not used to. Yeah, I'll play as the undead against the humans or something. Just random until, yeah, so undead versus orcs, and we've only got the one level for the moment. Maybe just for some parity, let's do this. Hold on a sec. Why can't I play against the humans as an undead? That was a weird bug. It's because of the randomize. Okay. Sort. Graying sort available enemy factions on random, because I guess it's just not like, if I pick a character it will give me the right opposing factions. And then yeah, sprites on faction buttons graying out proper. Because yeah, I feel like that's grayed out. It shouldn't be. So yeah, let's play as Horseless Headman against. Yeah, this is buggy. Okay, I need to fix that. Against the orcs. And just see how we go. And then that'll probably be the end of this stream. So far, so good. Okay. Yeah, let's get some necromancers then, since we don't have. I could do something like, so just looking at the undead crumble animation, like could do something like if you die and you've got the undead debuff, then make the crumble. But yes, it's pretty gnarly. Feels like we have this like tough army. Okay, yeah, let's get something that synergizes. Yeah, this is nice. Feels pretty powerful. Feels like I've got a big ass army, which I do. But they are kind of a flimsy army. So that's good. Okay, yeah, let's get this then. And we're having fun playing our game again. That's nice. I wonder if the scythe should inherently have some lifesteal on it. Okay, let's get poison. Don't know why. Wasn't thinking it too much, but just didn't want to overthink it. Yeah, and it looks like we've got a big army, but a lot of that army is necromancers, meaning they're not actually doing any damage. They're just kind of keeping the army afloat. And yeah, this new thing where like health bars are just permanently visible, I think that is actually better. I did turn that off originally, but... And yeah, the scythe plus poison works pretty well, as you can see. Yeah. We've got loads of these graves forming. Yeah, and they're kind of doing their job. They can't move, but they've got quite high HP, meaning they act as a kind of defensive structure, which is nice, as well as buffing the people within it. Okay. Should I get a Staff of Resurrection? I think so, yeah. I mean, I think it would just always be too tempting to get one of those. There's a revived Necromancer, looks pretty good. And yeah, we're reviving like big orcs and stuff, which is like obviously really powerful. But then it's like if the orc doesn't actually get to the army before it expires, then that's not so good, is it? So I think that's working. Okay, I think let's get one that synergizes with either of those. Synergizes, combines, very different things. Okay. Let's upgrade the things that have combos, because the sooner you can get a proper combo going, the better. And yeah, I do love playing the undead. It's been quite a lot of work, quite a lot to get this revival mechanic going. I could have easily just made them summon ghouls. But actually having it actually summon the unit that died, and the unit that died does the thing that it did, is really cool, I think. I just think that's so worth it. It was worth all the pain and the effort. Need strong units. You can see the graves seem to be pretty good, but they're kind of out of the blob. That means they don't take a lot of damage, but they don't do a lot of damage either. I mean, they're just buffing us. It's interesting. Like, we'll see about balancing them. Maybe they should have some kind of offensive ability. Who knows? Okay, I think the scythe. And he is making good use of that scythe. Yep, this is going great. I'm having a good time. It's fun, it feels right, it feels like what it's supposed to be. And I can go in and scythe them all up. Okay, Vengeful Mana. Oh, see, that's really good with Undead. Yeah, Vengeful Mana. For the Undead, that's insanely good. Could be too good. Might need to... I mean, Vengeful Mana just seems really good, full stop. Oh, a purple chest. And I wonder... I wonder if maybe it should like give less mana or something. Okay, we actually have our special, our ultimate, so I'm gonna want to find a big pack of enemies and run into them and do it. Okay, it's too big. It's too big. Okay, game object with animator is inactive. So, what's going on here? Yeah, we're still having this happen. So I'm going to fix that eventually. Okay, so we have Goblin. Yeah, let's just... We'll fix that eventually. Did it get through? I don't know how it got through. And this is happening a lot. Target character was inactive and still on team. Yeah, see, this is a problem. Okay. It's just happening so often that, like, it could actually be affecting performance. And God, we are getting lots of mana. And yeah, straight away, we can go into weapons. And this should be 10, I reckon. Meaning it's got the same AoE as Jack Dash. So let's... So it should probably do more damage. 33? I think 33 is probably good. Just because it costs twice as much. Oh wait, no, it doesn't cost twice as much mana. I think this guy is really the pair of Jack. He can do his ultimate quite often, but it isn't quite as good as the others. And yeah, sort of unsatisfying amount of damage, but way too much AoE. Yeah, and obviously the visual just feels really disappointing. Oh, we've revived their fire starter, but yeah, he doesn't last too long. He can't do as much just because of the health going down based on a percentage base, so that's working. I think I've balanced it quite well. And oof, yeah, that attack is way too big. I thought I had a good handle on what the AoEs were, but I guess I don't. Okay, we're getting giant arrows. Giant arrows that seem to spawn very, very quickly. What's going on here? So let me see your stats. Total speed, attack speed 3.2. So where is that coming from? I think that's just because he's got multiple. He's got all 4 stacks of Staff of Command. So I think that is just normal, and that's just the AOE. It does feel a bit OP, but I guess I have like cycled through all of my like the buffs. So yeah, I mean that's fine. Like we won't have that forever. It's just when you have different tiers of a buff, they can actually stack with each other. Is that number too high? 0.7. That should be lower, I thought. No, I think that's right. So we've got 4 plus. So we've got a lot of attack speed and AoE. So that's why the arrows are massive and everyone's attacking really fast. Feature, not a bug. It's quite cool how he hits like everyone. Yeah, sometimes we revive tier 2 units, which is nice, but they don't last that long, even if they're not being killed. So that is, I would say, that is as intended. Like that's balanced. Reviving feels very powerful. It feels great. It's very satisfying, but it isn't OP. Like you can very quickly lose your bigly amassed undead army. I mean, the fact that I'm not completely dominating shows that it's not too overpowered. So yeah, this is good. I have cooked. Okay, yeah, let's get Ice Beam. Let's get that chicken. Keep my undead army nice and big, nice and plump. And we've got... Let's go be proactive with these guys, although we don't have our scythe anymore. So the way we do damage is a bit different. And that's nice that we've got that debuff. Okay, should we get the scythe back? Yeah, since we've got combos with the Resurrect. So yeah, let's get the scythe back, I guess. Yeah, the horseless headman, like it would be cool if he did some kind of fear effect, but I'm not going to introduce a fear effect. Like a make everyone run away thing. Like that's not useful, that's not... doesn't really slot well into this game. Oh, I think that bomb is probably worthwhile. Let's... Yeah, that's way too much AoE. I didn't think 15 was that high, but I guess it is. I don't know my numbers. Okay. Yeah, well done on the warlock there, everyone. Not overthinking the picks there. But since, yeah. Oh, I'm in trouble. Okay. Electrified paralyzes enemies twice as long. We're not really doing that, but critical reset could be good. Especially since I've got crit, and especially since my main guy has some good stuff with big AoE, so he is likely to crit, and then he is likely to crit again because he's going to hit a big group of guys again if he procs that. Why does that appear to combo twice? I thought I solved this. Oh. Oh god, not this again. Okay, what is going on there? How did I get poison twice? Is it because poison... Okay. Can get poison twice. Is it because it's the same name as the buff? As the debuff? Oh yeah, let's get 2. So more lovely buffs and actually more revives as well. Yeah, that AoE is way too big. You see he's critting a lot and therefore he's resetting his move a lot, which is very powerful. Okay, let's get these. So yeah, this is going to cause issues having double poison there, but see how we go. And I really do need to fix this thing about targets not joining their old team properly. Okay, what should we get? What works well for this team? Oh, the vampire doesn't have lifesteal. He doesn't actually have lifesteal. So we need to take our vampire. Give them some lifesteal. Where is it? Lifesteal. 0. So this will be the percentage of the damage. 0.5? Let's do 0.25. And then let's do... .5. And I think we should just remove a little bit of health. Oh wait, no. So, and let's just give them each like 10 less HP. So he's got max health 80, 100, 20. I don't know if that's fair, like I don't know if that's actually a really good trade, as 10 less HP for lifesteal. Could like reduce their damage output or something, but it's an investment because the early ones are going to have 10 HP, which is crap. Maybe I should be doing more of a percentage, but HP is pretty damn good, obviously, especially in this game where it's like a bit more like you can't dodge, you know, HP. Like, you are going to get hit. Okay, we are tanking. Why are we tanking? Scripts. But this does tend to happen when I pause it for a while. Sooner or later you'll dance with the Reaper. That's right. It's a Bill and Ted reference. Is it just me or is Ice Beam not doing anything? It's definitely doing something. Is Ice Beam damage crap? I swear it feels like it's just not doing that much damage. Yeah, it is damaging. Maybe I just need to boost that damage a bit. Maybe that's the problem. It just feels like it's almost doing nothing. God damn. This guy has crap HP, it seems. So we're not doing great. Even though we're getting all these purple chests. Okay, rigor mortis. Or mace. Let's go for rigor mortis for now. So every attack should be doing... Doesn't appear to be happening. Is rigor mortis working? All sorts of little issues here and there. Nothing too crazy though. Is the size... Okay, I really need to level up to get my health back. Oh. I'm on fire. Oh no! I was so close. Okay. Well, we didn't feel particularly strong there. But that, you know, we found some bugs, found some issues. We achieved the morning's goal of getting all of the ultimates to work. But yeah, there's lots of balancing to be done. So yeah, let's unlock some of these. Great, we've got artifact rerolls near the bottom, so that's easy for me to test. So I should be able to fix that bug as well. Oh, and got some... Yeah, looks good. Okay. I mean, that's satisfying, makes me want to play again, but yeah, pool's not initializing, little random bugs here and there. And we really need to fix this issue with characters not leaving their team, because it's getting called constantly. So like constantly, characters are just not returning to their proper team. characters are trying to attack even though they're switched off. And Shaman was not initializing, so enemy spawner. Yeah, he's not there. Okay. Yeah, just really need to. Character was not properly removed from team. It's just happening constantly. I think I want to remove these, and yeah, I really need to investigate that. Like, I've kind of fixed it for now. I mean, it was kind of came right off another issue. So yeah, that's on the list. So we've got a nice stack here. Test and fix undead faction. Like, generally it just works. This can be rolled into general testing and fixing, but I can play as the undead. The undead spawn, they do their thing. It's just we've got this issue with reviving and other balancing, but I've listed all the things. Combo achievements, that's like down the road. Switch to non-physics method. Okay, so this is all like later stuff. Ultimate effects should come after this. Combo achievements, yeah, let's leaf to start with full mana. Yeah, that's just a little thing that can be rolled into this to-do list. Then we've got undead SFX. So then we've got a run of SFX. And then the combo achievements is like a really fiddly one to do after a bit of testing. Update build, switch to non-physics method is like a big one that I may or may not do. I probably won't at this rate because I think performance is fine. And then add demons, add the demon faction, and then change the name. So these are all kind of big ones. So if I can smash this list, do the sound effects, then start a fresh day and move on to some of these other things, like probably adding the demons. I should update the build. I'm just like always wanting to keep working on stuff, because before I update the build, I need to like properly test through the game a bit. And I would just rather keep adding stuff and then test it once it's all added. So that'll be me for now. I think I'll be back at 1 o'clock to attack this list. So thank you very much. Have a nice lunch.